In March 2017, we embarked on a 2-week journey that changed our lives forever.
To teach is to touch a life forever.
I feel like the kids teach us more than we teach them.
There are two sides to every story, cliché, but definitely something we tend to forget as we make judgments or form opinions on almost anything. From our visit to the War Remnants Museum, I learned about the importance of letting people decide for themselves what they believe is best for them, that it is their right, and that we should never try to force our opinions on others. Instead, seek to influence them through our word and example.
After interacting with the kids at the Disabled Centre, it makes me think through of all privileges I had, and yet some of the times I still take it for granted and not having the thought to persevere on in times of failure. I feel that all of us should have a positive mindset and live life to the fullest.
Teaching and interacting with the children was not as simple as it seemed. With the language barrier we had between the children and us, most of the time, all we could use was simple English words or hand signals.
Lessons such as responsibility when they clean up and tidy up the class after the sessions, meekness and patience, especially when they do not understand us, and a keenness in learning.
Nowadays, kids lack of eagerness and proactivity in learning. I actually hated going to school for lessons back in primary and secondary school. However, it is not the case for the kids here in Vietnam. They look forward to every lesson and participate actively in every activity we plan for them. We should learn to cultivate such eagerness and proactivity when learning and stop taking the education given to us for granted.
We receive more than we give. It's a common phrase that people say and yet seldom experience it in a fast-paced life such as in Singapore. Through the process of helping others in Vietnam, you obtain a warm feeling of happiness, learn to be resilient, positive and empathetic.
Seeing smiles on your faces brightens up my day. Even something small can mean so much. The little actions that they do, such as giving us water, little hearts that they folded, and the little treats that they will give. We get bored so easily doing repetitive things, but the kids will approach us and play the same game over and over again. These are the small things that changes everything.
Through this trip, I've realized how being brought up in Singapore has shaped me to behave in certain mannerisms. For example, whenever I'm in a group, I've always felt like I had to be doing something or I might be deemed as irresponsible. However, while doing construction at the school, I've realized that a simple task like scraping dirt off a beam does not need to be done by the whole team, and that it is okay to do something else despite the instructions given.
Interacting with the locals made me realize how fortunate I am to be living in Singapore. Even though we simply helped them build a courtyard, they were really thankful and appreciative of our assistance. It also deepened my appreciation of the foreign construction workers as I was able to experience firsthand the labour they do day in day out.
Through a conversation with one of my teammates, I came across this dilemma. Which is more important, construction work or interaction with the kids? Which should we prioritize? I feel that this somehow draws parallel with the popular parenting statement. What is best for your child? It's like how some parents think that academic result is the most important thing in life. On the other hand, some parents would like their children just to be happy and the rest doesn't matter.
With feedback, we can acknowledge our flaws as viewed from another person's perspective, and with that being said, these negative and positive points are what shaped us, and from there we can improve and move forward as a whole.
Being an extrovert makes making new friends and talking to people like a piece of cake, but to others, it might be different. I realized that some of my team members are more shy and conservative and tend to take a longer time to open up. This difference should not be a barrier between us communicating with one another, but rather a linking bridge for me to pull those introverts into the conversation. Using my personality as an advantage to help to strengthen friendship and develop oneself is extraordinary.
Throughout the trip, I faced many difficulties such as language barrier that left me at a loss of what to do. I made a point to push myself to do something and not let that feeling overwhelm me, and I think that is my greatest takeaway from this OCS experience. That realization made me more proactive during my stay in Vietnam, and I hope to apply this to my everyday life as well.
Unexpectedly, we overestimated the students' English standards. Along the way, I almost gave up on teaching as none of them understand us. However, I persevered on, and with great efforts, the students are able to learn and are satisfied with it. I feel happy to see them learning something new happily.
Through one of the night facilitation, it made me see things from a different perspective. One from my parents' point of view. It made me realize how deep my parents' love can be. From the concern they show when their child departs overseas, away from home, they will always be our pillar of support, our source of strength, our ray of sunshine.
Community service benefits both parties. We may have taught the kids English, but they taught us more than we could ever learn in a classroom.